Of course, looking back on your QMJHL career, a lot of people remember you suffered a serious head injury when you played for St. John. Walk us through what happened there and walk us through that whole process of getting back on the ice after that.
It was a tough time. It all happened so fast. I always tell people it went from really bad to really good really quickly. I think I was lucky with how well my body adjusted and healed from it. But I mean, bouncing back, it's not as simple as a pulled hamstring or a broken leg or something. There's a lot of gray area with those types of injuries. You have to kind of just take it slow and trust the process, really. So it was a long road, but whenever I stepped back on the ice, I guess it would have been in Val-d'Or the next year. Big weight off my shoulders. I guess there was talks in the process that I didn't know if that was going to happen again or not.
Yeah, did you have to kind of fight for your right to actually play, or was it once you were cleared, you were good to go?
It was a little bit of both. I went through test after test after test. Everything was A-okay, but I think with the severity of my injury, there was a couple people that just kind of said, now, maybe you just want to second guess this, make sure you're doing the right thing. And I mean, after plenty of talks with my family and my advisors, and there was nothing medically that was saying that if I went back that I would be harmed. After playing hockey for close to 15 years or whatever it was at that point, it was hard to not go back. Everything that was coming back test-wise was giving you the green light, so I made the decision to come back, and I'm very glad I did because it's been smooth sailing ever since.
Now, prior to the injury, you had a bit of a breakout year in St. John offensively, and you were able to continue that in Val-d'Or. Were you surprised you were able to just pick up where you left off?
Not really. I had an eighth-month hiatus there from, I guess, game situations. I was skating even that year. I was hurt in St. John afterwards and all summer, so I had to shake a little bit of rust off and get some game situation time back in there. But I didn't really think about it too much. I just kind of went out there and played exactly the same way as I did before the injury. And
not as heavy on the questions about Cape Breton because you were only here a half year, but it was a successful half year, and you were part of a turnaround. Tell us about your memories of that time, and what were you and the other newcomers able to do to kind of get the team going after a rough first half?
I always wondered that whole year what was going on with Cape Breton. They had such a deep team. When Marc called me and I found out I was traded there, I was very excited just because I knew what the capability that team had. So when we got some other guys in like LeBlanc, Gosselin, Belanger, I think everyone in the room had the same mentality that we have a team that can do something special here, so why not do it? And at that start, we had I think it was 8-2 or 9-2 after the Christmas break, and so it was a great time there.
You certainly couldn't ask for a better start to your university career last year. UMB goes all the way. Tell us about that first season at UMB.
It was pretty special. I've never been a part of a winning team like that, and once you get in deep playoffs and losing to St. FX in the AUS finals after going 18-0 in the second half was quite a shock to us, but all the guys in the room regrouped well, and it was a good story for us that we got to get our revenge off of St. FX in the finals. But it was an incredible experience. Very first year and walking away with a CIS gold medal. Not a lot of guys get to do that. Even the opportunity of us hosting this next year, hopefully I get a couple more kick at the cans.
Well, we hope for the best for you going forward. And lastly, I wanted to ask about UMB. What are you studying there? What are the plans going forward?
Right now I'm studying business, thinking about a major in accounting, not 100% sure yet. As of right now, I'm scheduled to graduate in 2019. There's a possibility of being able to stay for the 5th year and start a second degree, with the eligibility being 5 years in Canadian university, but nothing's really set in stone. I know I'm going to be at UMB for 4, if not 5 years, so I'm loving every second of it now. I think there's a little bit of thought creeping in the back of my mind of what my plan would be in the next 3 or 4 years, but as of right now, I'm just focused on my studies and getting better every day with UNB.
Well, people will be happy to hear you're doing well. Thanks for doing this, Stephen. Good luck on and off the ice.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Very happy to be back in the Cape Breton swing of things.
And that's former Screaming Eagles forward Steven Anderson joining us here at the intermission. You're listening to McDonald Auto Group Screaming Eagles Hockey, 1270 CJCB.